Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Creatives Ignite. I have a hat on because I was trying to do my hair. See, do you see this wing? And I was trying to do these little twists that I've been doing because it holds it back. 7 minutes. I tried. I was like, I'm giving up. But in a way, we're talking about some of the, and this I think is cool for some. I don't know if I could wear this on screen ever, but this just happened naturally. I've had this hat for like 20 years. I love this hat. War Eagle for all my Auburn people. So today I'm going to talk to you first. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, Amanda. Happy birthday, not to Amanda, but to John Ingles, longtime friend, longtime listener. I super appreciate you being here on your birthday. So I'm glad to have you. So today I am doing something uncomfortable. And I hope that you will do uncomfortable things too. And I'm going to tell you what it is. And I've thought about this and it's just been kept coming in. So we're going to play a couple games because I think it would be fun. I think Amanda, maybe, are you in New Orleans? Is that right? I can't remember exactly, but anyway, I know I met you in person. Okay, yes, good. She's in New Orleans. I got a cough, sorry. Hey, Adrian's here from Ireland. So I always think, hey, Brandy's from Canada. Well, I'm excited Brandy's from Canada, but I'm excited Brandy's here. So anyway, I think January is hard. Always, every year. I think January's hard. January's just difficult. And I think it's difficult because sometimes I get in different rhythms after the holidays. Not that I don't want to work, but like the sleep schedule's different. You're traveling, and sometimes there's hard things. It's hard to be with family. Sometimes it's hard to be without certain family members. Sometimes, can y'all tell my camera's different? I know, random question in there, but I got a new camera, and I just wanted to know if you could tell. But whatever, back to the thing. So I always think, you know that May in the United States, May is Mental Health Month. I don't know what it is in the rest of the world. Adrian, Maya, you'll have to let me know. But I think it should be January because January is hard. And then you have all this pressure coming on you to do all these new things and be better and skinnier and more, I don't know, get more in the day, productive. And it is overwhelming to me. Now, I like planning. I actually love planning. But what I'm not great at is finding time to do all the things that I want to do. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, the avoiding. And it leads into who is coming next week and is going to be talking to us. Brandy, you'll love it. It's like time blindness and some other things that maybe people who are similar to me, who may have ADHD or maybe not, but you just want to think about mental health in maybe a different way. Or you need to think about asking for help in a different way. And I think sometimes as a solopreneur, it's hard. It's hard to get feedback. It's hard to plan time in our schedule, like in our busy schedule, to get feedback on client work. Obviously, we get it from the client, but maybe from a peer if we're really trying to grow, right? So anyway, there's lots of things. I'm going to be sharing some books. One book. And I'll have links in the episode because I don't have them here. Sorry. I should. I've sent them to lots of people. But anyway, so this book I'm going to talk about, I didn't take a picture of it, but I took pictures of things in the book because I have a little slide deck. But look, I will be at home in this space every Wednesday for this semester. I've changed my semester up and I'm really excited. So I have a new Debbie Clapper back here and I have a new Emma Carlisle book. Woo. You know, Paul, I showed you that other one. And look, I have Maya's painting here. See, look at that. Isn't she awesome? So I have it. I don't know where I had it sitting, but it was anyway. So they have the Emma Carlisle, the Devon and whatever. I know it's super pretty. And then now I got a New Zealand one for Christmas. I always try to get something like that for Christmas. Anyway, ask for those things. Anyway, we're going to play a couple games. So it means that you have to put something in the chat. I want you to tell me what you are most dreading for this year. We'll start with the negative in the chat. And then just say like number one and then what it is. And then number two is what you're most looking forward to. And I know Debbie's piece is super awesome. It's really tall. I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but nobody's playing with me. That's fine. No problem. I will wait uncomfortably. So let me tell you what I'm doing dreading. Number one is dreading. Number two is looking forward to. Yes. So in the chat, or what if you're watching on YouTube, number one, just write this and then add it in the chat. You can add multiple times. Number one would be, what are you dreading most in this year? The beginning of the year, what are you dreading most? And then besides taxes, that would be me. Or number two, what are you looking forward to the most? Paul says, he dreads being exactly in the same place in 1 year. Oh my gosh. Then Paul, me, you are super aligned. Maura says she's dreading her daughter moving. Oh, and she's most looking forward to her daughter graduating, where it's kind of like you want her to move on, but can kind of still. Amy says she found out her manager, oops, going too fast. Everybody's participating. Thank you. Her manager is leaving after February. Oh man, I hate when a good boss leaves. So there's a lot of unknowns as to her duties, what will be parsed out and to the rest of the team. So changes, dreading the changes. Yes. Will says he's not dreading much, which is great, but for sure looking forward to Creative South. Me too, buddy. Me too. Number two for Paul, what he's looking forward to getting a client I didn't think I could get. Is that already happened, Paul? Oh my gosh, that's super awesome. But if not, it's good to think about positively doing that. And Amy's also looking forward to Creative South. Amanda says she's dreading the inevitable failure of reaching my active outdoor goal and letting that stop. Dreading the inevitable failure of reaching my active outdoor goals and letting that stop me from trying. Oh, yes, I totally get that. Like, there's no way I can run 100 more miles or something in this tiny little bit of time or something. And then she's looking forward to putting effort into getting her finances in check. I don't know why I said that. Finance is funny. Daniel's dreading putting myself out there to get X amount of freelance clients. Amen. Hear ya. We're going to talk about that too. And number two, he's looking forward to putting out a full-length comic with his friend. Oh my gosh, you'll have to tell me about that. I think you have my cell phone number. We'll need to do a catch up. And Amy and Maura had a little comment there. And Paul, no, it hasn't happened yet. It's what I'm looking forward to, even though I don't know how I'll do it. Okay, it's going to happen. You're going to do it. No, it's totally fine, Amanda. I love it. Okay. Brandy says she's uncertainty, the potential posting, no idea what's happening, no idea what is happening when makes running a business really difficult. Absolutely. And she's most looking forward to new blood, the feeling that comes with the literal shakeup, forced change that comes with forced change, having to leave poop behind to get and let poop go. She said a different word, but we're keeping the G, people. And John here on his birthday, where he's turning 29 again, he has no long-term dread. He's excited about new opportunities, more national parks and monuments, and he's drawing again. If you guys didn't know, let me see. I think I have my Christmas card. They did this whole series of, is that... nothing that's focused. Anyway, I'm just going to hold it. But they have coloring books, adult coloring books of the national parks, and they're in 2 parks already. Huge win. Go Wild Routed. Okay. Maya says, how long do you have? Okay. So anyway, I don't care. It's fine. Brandy, I can change your potty words into a word that I would say. Okay. So back to what this is. So I teach full-time at a university, and I like to have everything planned out so that I can actually do client work and I can do other things that I wanted to podcast, really put time in and do these things. But what I've found in the past is that I have avoided, and it's been like coming into it's showing itself more as something that, oh, I'm avoiding. And it's in the growth part. It's things that I want to get better at. I just don't want to fall down and get bloody, I guess. So that's one thing. But I did this one class. I was really excited. I don't know how it'll go, but I think it's going good. It's a ton of introspection. And then it's a ton of thinking about how you're self-motivated and how you motivate others, how you motivate others to buy your stuff, whether you're an artist or you're trying to get grants or you're trying to win clients. And I think about this a lot. And I was thinking, I had some conversations. I'd kind of like, since May of 22, I'd kind of like pulled back on some of my just regular meetings. And I kind of went, my friend Rafi would call it turtle mode. So if I was still meeting with you, or if I met with you in May of 2020 through 23, because 23 was a rough year, you were important, right? And I needed to talk to you, and but I had a hard time. I just felt overextended, and I mean, it was good. But I realized that, so I started talking to people again. That sounds really weird, but anyway, but I started like, okay, I'm not going to pull back but I have to have a better balance of when I'm meeting people and what and how. And I really just needed to start thinking about my time and how I make money and how I make things that are fun that maybe can make money, but then also just because everything's not always about making money, but how I can grow. So my time needs to be split into being productive and helping others and doing something that is financially viable, but then also where is my growth and when am I planning that in? I don't know if that's hard for anybody else, but it's really hard for me. So, here's one of the hardest things for me that I'm starting off Mental Health Month, because that's what I call January. That's what I think it should be, is January, not May, is because last year I ended the podcast with me talking. And now I'm starting the year with me talking. Super uncomfortable because it's just something I'm trying to step into, but it's uncomfortable when we are growing and learning, because we know that we're going to get bloody, and some people don't like change. And some people, they're like, oh, it's just her again. Oh, I'm not going to go. I'm unsubscribing, which is fine. Probably isn't a good fit for me and that person. So I had two things that happened. One happened this week in my grad class. It was like a whole bunch of questions, and I made up this game. I'm sure I didn't make it up, but I made it up. I'd never heard of anybody do it. So we had index cards, and I had them write the number that we were doing. And then it was like a 1-word answer or something. And then they passed it in, and they had different color markers. So I was trying to make it so that no one would read the same, they wouldn't read their own answer. And I didn't want them to try to, oh, did Jason say that? Or was that Ashley, right? I didn't want them to try to be thinking about it. I wanted them to actually hear and empathize with what the answer was. So one of them was like, what was the worst excuse that you've ever heard? What was the worst excuse you've ever given? One of the things, this is one I'd like for y'all to do. What is one word? You can put it in the chat. Just say this is question number 3, just so that if people are playing on YouTube, once it's up. Number 3 question is, what is one word you would never want to be used to describe you? Like in a professional setting, like somebody's saying, oh, hey, how do you like Amy Lyons? Like, can you tell me about her? Give me one word to describe her. Amy would be like, please do not ever say blank. What is it? The bad word, boring. Oh, Paul, you are not boring. Amanda says lazy. Yes, that. Oh, Maura says unreliable. Oh, a lot of people, unreliable. Oh, that is irresponsible or unreliable. Okay. Lazy. Yes. Yes. Boring was Brandy's too. Waste. Oh, something along that line in regards to teaching. Oh, it was a waste of time. Oh, he was a waste of time. Oh, yes. Amen. That would be terrible. Okay. So now the next thing, and we did this as a group. And so we had already done some other questions at this point. It wasn't number 3. They're now comfortable reading someone's and not trying to point it to, was that Ashley? Was that Jason? Because it's really important that they're like thinking about these words as if somebody was describing them even, right? I mean, I know y'all are, I'm saying who it is, but anyway. So now I want you to, I'm not going to say your name here. So you could hit host and panelist if you want, so nobody else sees, but I'm not going to share your name in this one. I'm just going to say the words. I want you to write, this is question number 4, 3 words you would want people to describe you as. Again, it's going to be anonymous when I'm reading them back. So again, what we did in the class is they had this, we switched it. Now, at the beginning of the class, before any questions, the number 1 question, I think we got to like 14 questions that day. The last question was this one, the one I just gave you as number 4, which were what are 3 words you do want to be described as professionally. So the client is describing you this way, or a colleague is describing you this way. Amy's new manager or new boss will describe Amy as this, right? She would want this. Again, I'm not going to read. I'll read them, but I'm not going to connect them to your name. Just so that, because sometimes we need to be like me, feeling like I'm taking up too much space because I did the show last in December and now I'm doing it first in January. But it's really important for us to practice. As something like in all my groups, I think that maybe it gets annoying that I make you do your pitch over and over. But if you do it over and over, you're continually refining it and you are getting used to standing in that space and it becomes natural because the awkwardness has passed because you've already gone through that. So I'm just going to read some of these. I'm not going to connect them to your name. Reliable, hardworking, trustworthy. Good one. This is the next person. Reliable, efficient, and empathetic. Next one. Enjoyable, entertaining, creative. Next one. Reliable, kind, happy, fun. The next one. Creative, passionate, trustworthy. This is the next one. Insightful, honest, empowering, very powerful. Another one. Insightful, efficient, and creative. Important. Truthful, knowledgeable, and creative. Okay. So what we did in the class is we switched those and we're just thinking about these words. And at the very beginning of the class, the number 1 question was they had to write 1 word to just first impressions, because they didn't all know each other, but what's the first impression of these people that they're sitting with? And some they didn't know them at all. So it was just like a physical thing. Like this one person wears hats a lot. So that was what they wrote, hats, one didn't know there was a completely new girl and they wrote new girl, right? That was all they had. But what we ended up doing was, so they had about 15 people. And now I'm reading first impressions. I'm not reading who wrote it because I don't remember, I don't know what color marker you had, but now I'm reading it and I'm reading it to them. And they were all pretty positive. I mean, hats, that's not really positive or negative, but first impressions, isn't it cool to know what your first impression would be? Like, to me, it's powerful of how do I come across? I think I probably come across a little too strong and I would want to be known as team player Diane. But I think sometimes I can kind of steamroll things. So I'm working on it. Or maybe I come across as too silly or not serious enough. I mean, I think in school, they're pretty sure I'm serious, but okay. So then what we did was really, to me, this was like an awesome icebreaker kind of thing, but it was totally safe. because the other people who wrote the thing, they don't know who no one will know who wrote what they did. It would be too difficult to tell. So I was reading these and then I would give them all of the cards. So the person who I was reading, their first impressions, I gave them back. So they weren't really the same words that you're talking about here, like your 3 words. And then what I said was, okay, you have 16 weeks to make those people think of you in those 3 ways. What have you, so this is for you to think about. This is question number 5. You can write it down, but you don't need to write it in the chat. But you could have, I guess you wanted, but think about this week. If you were trying to live out being insightful, what does that look like? What actions have you taken in the last hour or in the last week that were insightful? This kind of hit me. This is some of the stuff that I'm like, oh, God just went, boop, try this, Diane. And I just did. And it was, to me, super powerful. Thank you, John. I appreciate what he said. But I guess my steamrollerness makes me approachable, or maybe the silliness makes me approachable. So anyway, I was thinking about this. Okay, well, if I want to be described as gregarious, which is just friendly, outgoing. If I want to be described as that, what am I doing to show that? What am I doing to show that I'm kind? What am I doing to show that I'm trustworthy? How do I share my values in a way that is someone would use those? Those are your 3 words. And obviously the 3 words can maybe change and adjust because you're like, maybe I'd want to be this way because this word kind of talks about this word too. So maybe I could find, but what have you done and what are you doing that have you done in a week or in a month or in last year that you would be described? And I also think words that we're described as are things that we have to be seen and shown. We have to be showing regularly. But how do you show trustworthiness? Oh, well, let me tell you. Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you about that secret I learned because I'm trustworthy. Like, how would you show that to a client? You could talk about some of the things that you don't share or talk about whatever it is. I don't know. But maybe I don't see a lot of people doing that kind of like, this is what I want to be known for. Like students will say a lot of times, which kind of bugs me, to be honest. They're like, well, I want to show that I'm imaginative. And I was like, okay, I should be able to pull up your Instagram and see imaginative, like I want to see that you're being creative or imaginative. Your imagination is all over the place. So it's a super easy way to be described. So if you were looking at your own Instagram, what words would you use? I mean, mine suck. So I need to take my own advice here. But this is something uncomfortable for me. And maybe it's uncomfortable for you. I want to be known as these 3 things, but what am I doing? How do my clients see me or my students, Daniel and me, how do we show up today? What action have I taken today that is helping me show up that way? Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if y'all think that's interesting or not, but whatever. I mean, not whatever, because I actually value what you think. So let me go to my little deck. We're going to analyze your time. If like I ended the year last year I did a planning session, which was super powerful to me. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to that episode or watch that episode. But so I did this brain dump. I did all these kind of like, I set up some questions and then we worked on the questions silently. And then we came back and it was just me and 2 other people. Usually would be 3 people, but it's people that know me really well. We meet once a week for like 2 or 3 years. So, all right, so let's go to the next slide. So we're analyzing your time here. And this is literally what I did. So some of you are going to be like, what are you doing? But this is my dream thing, so I did it on paper first. I have a paper one somewhere. I don't know where, it's somewhere. And so orange means that I'm in school, like I'm teaching. So I don't have all that stuff. And you will see I have plopped in these black circles that are quarter planning sessions, because that quarter planning session was so powerful to me that I was like, man, we got to do it again. And the other two people also said, oh my gosh, it was really good. Like, let's definitely do it again, because they know me. And so then they could say, oh, what about this? Or they were saying something and I was like, oh yeah, I need to write that down. I need to do that. But they could also like keep me in check. So I do think this is something to do with some people that know you, but are not maybe they're not in your business. So I don't think Dee and John should maybe do it together. I think that they should pick other people to kind of do it with, because I think that there's some powerful of sharing something outside of your business or company or whatever. Okay, so the orange shows me that I have school. So you see in May, there's no school, June, no school, July, no school. And then part of August, I have school. But I really have May, June, July to just hone in and focus on whatever I want to do. And I've wanted to get better. I want to do more patterns and I want to make more art. And I've said this, and I draw in my sketchbook, but I haven't made it a priority in the past couple of years. I'll do it in May and June, right? Or maybe June and July, but like I haven't done it. Like I was working it like it was a job. And I think about when you're doing something, you're adding something in or you're pivoting, you have to start attacking it like it's a part-time job, I think. Which maybe y'all already know and whatever, but I've done the podcast and I have all these things where my time is really splintered and I can't have 10 part-time jobs. So what I decided was in this map, I have a max of 4 things that I can do, which if you notice over here, I think you can see my mouse. In March, I have launch webinar and then webinar. And do you see how light it is? It's because I was like, I don't know if I can do that. That was my attempt at, what do you call those? Ventriloquism, where I'm not moving my lips. Anyway, see, it's much more fun if you come live and you see the video, people. Anyway, so then I have, okay, well, I'm going to be working on my website. And these might be multiple websites, right? But these are work on website. This is website launch. Ideally, I would like to finish a website within 2 months. Some websites, you can't do it. It takes 6 months because it's just too big or it's just too much for the client to gather. But some I've done in 3 weeks, it just depends. And then every other month, so I'm going to be focusing on drawing and then focusing on making patterns and then focusing on drawing a thing, really analyzing something. So January's birds, March is trees and plants. It may just end up being trees. Again, I don't know. Sometimes I spread too deep, I spread too wide. Deep would be good, Diane. But I realize that I can't do everything. I know. If my mom was here, she'd be like, say that again. She is here, but you know what I mean? So then I made this big decision, which I should have already sent you an email, but I'm sorry, I'm just announcing this now. I had to move power station. So I usually would love to do it in January and I just couldn't. I think it's too hard for me because January is such a sucky month. Now it's beautiful here today, but we had it was like a hurricane the other day. Like it was 45 degrees. And then at midnight, it was 70 degrees. Like it's scary. Things are hitting the roof. John's like, what is scraping the walls? And it was like a stick or branch or something just kept hitting. Anyway, there's just all kinds of stuff. And then the stuff with my mom and stuff, just having to support my dad, although my dad is doing awesome. He's like, you guys don't have to do so much. But he's doing great. But if I hit 4 things, it's too much. But if I really want to get better at making art and patterns, I better freaking schedule it in. Because if I'm not scheduling in, it's not happening. I realized last year with Imagine Ember, if anybody did that with me, it was a lot. Maybe it was because when we did blobs, it was pretty easy, pretty fast. To me, this one took a lot more time and it overwhelmed me. So I was like, okay, nope, I'm not going to do Imagineer for a whole month. Maybe there's enough content to be able to do for a whole month, but it was too hard for me to post, right? So I've decided for Power Station, I'll do a launch in May and we're going to start June. I think the first Tuesday in June is the 4th. So I have enough time to talk about it, to focus in, to hone in. And then I always think, my friend Van, she likes to have a word for each year. And so ever since she's done that, I'm like, okay, I'm really going to pray about this and see what God's really just laying on my heart. And I really felt like the word was listen. And then the other word was explore. So instead of having everything like, I've got to do this and this is what I do, I'm like, no, you know what? I feel like God is big enough and I can have faith and trust that I'm going to be okay. But I just need to explore some things. And if I want to teach more, like I am so excited about this grad class that I'm teaching, but really it's what I would teach y'all. Not that I feel like you're participants, not students. You know what I mean? They're students, but whatever. But I'm giving them things that they can actually use to make money. And it's more entrepreneurial. Anyway, but if I don't schedule in Art Challenge Birds and then schedule in how I'm going to do that and have the books, that I'm going to use or the links that are for these, bird watching things already done, then I'm not going to do it. So anyway, this is for me. So what challenges, if you were looking at your whole year, what challenges do you want to participate in? So where do you want to grow? For me, what do you want to make? So mine is making art and patterns. Probably more would be the same. These are things that I'm making. Obviously, I'm growing in this as well, but I need time to draw it. And then I need time to execute it in the computer. The art still is going to be on paper. So I don't want to do 1 month only digital and 1 month only manual, or starts with the A. I can't, whatever. I don't remember what the word is. Nobody's telling me in the chat. Okay. But it starts with A. Analog. I'll remember that on my own. And then what are you launching? If you're not launching anything, I mean, if Paul wants to do blank, which we don't know, X meant blank, right? If Paul wants to do this, then he needs to be talking about it so that people, his friends, can start sending people that way, and that people know that he's wanting to do this. Because if you say, hey, I want to plant tomatoes, and you never buy tomato seeds and nobody knows, so you don't ever clean your garden or you don't ever have a place, you don't even buy a pot, how are you going to grow tomatoes? And just so you know, I still have tomatoes growing on my front porch in a pot. They're probably going to be frozen. I'll pick them today. But anyway, so what are you launching? Even if it's not like a new website or a podcast or a book or a product, what are you wanting to launch for you, right? Maybe, Daniel, you want to have more freelance. So then maybe you're going to do a launch day for saying, hey, I am open to doing these kinds of projects. And you're going to have a launch day for that. I think that that's good. And then I think planning days, this was a 4-hour session. And then I actually want to take another 4-hour session to do this again, because this also was really fun for me. And then what are you working on? Working on blank. When are you going to work on the blank that you're going to be launching? When are you going to work on whatever? So what are you going to be teaching? I know Maura does a lot of mentoring. I would consider that teaching, right? Like that's something that you're going to really focus on in 1 month, or focus on, it's going to have 1 week out of, or 5 days out of the month. And then what are you building? Maybe you're building a website. Maybe you're writing a book. Maybe you're doing a Kickstarter. Maybe it's a different product, or it's a widget or a service, or you're trying to build a new income stream, or you're pivoting, or whatever, right? For John and Dee, they're doing more coloring books and more products that are going into the National Parks Service. Happy birthday, John. I'm just going to say it multiple times. Anyway, so I'm going to show you what was in the bottom stuff in just a second. I hope, because I did make a screen like that, but I don't know. Okay, here it is. This is I sort of ran out of colors, to be honest. Analog. Thank you, Amy. So I said school was in session if it was orange, the lighter orange. The launch series, it could be anything. It could be a webinar, it could be launching a website, could be launching a portfolio, could be launching. What else did I have that I was launching? Power station, product, something, maybe a class that you're going to be teaching, you're going to be launching it. And I think I even said launching Imagine Ember. And then when am I going to be making these art and patterns? Again, I'm limited to 4 things in 1 month. If I go to over 4, I can't do it anymore. So webinar or workshop, these are like 2.5 hour workshops. These aren't like 3-day retreats. Although at some point I would like to do something like that in person. Oh, I realized that my P's aren't. Oh, and those aren't. Must have extra space there. Sorry about that. I didn't zoom in until now. What am I building in my portfolio? We're always building our portfolio. Not every piece, not every client piece that we do is building our portfolio, but maybe you start tagging it. Oh, this is a portfolio builder, and you just tag it in your computer that way. And then at the end of that project or at the end of that month, you pull those pieces and then you can put them on your site. I think sometimes we get overloaded that we don't have enough time to put the stuff that we've been doing into our portfolio. But when are you going to do that? Wait, what? You mean I can't do all 14 things in 1 month, Paul says, along with all my regular work? Yes, this is exactly what I was doing wrong too, Paul. When are you going to pitch that portfolio? If Daniel wants to have X number of freelance clients that are doing these things, when are you going to pitch to them, right? So Power Station is a product of a service I offer. I'm going to do it once a year. I'm going to do art challenges, maybe not every other month, but I'm going to do art challenges. And these are just my art challenges. I'm doing an art challenge, part of Omar Wynn's Patreon currently, but the bird challenge is Diane's challenge. That's what I'm talking about. Not like ones that I'm necessarily participating in. Book and product development. I added a thing for that. I don't know if I even have anything on my calendar that's that color this time, but I wanted to think about it. And with the podcast, I usually plan about 6 months at a time. And what I would do when Ashley was working for me is I would give her all these people that I would want, and then she would find dates for them. And I would try to combine them into certain months or, groups. Sometimes they went over a month. And we would do the best we can. And now I'm doing it myself. And man, I super appreciate Ashley and all she did. But I'm realizing it's really helpful to have it in a confined space. So we already have mental health awareness. So next week, we have a psychologist, a friend who's been one of my best friends since we were 13 or 14, I think 14, maybe 13. I don't know. I've known her since 8th grade. And then, but she does a lot of stuff with ADHD, and we've talked about a lot of things, and just, she really helps parents of wild children, like wild teens or something, but that's just what she does. Anyway, I'll share with her next week. And then Love on Designers is in February, and I've done different things in that month, but this time it's going to be different again, but we're going to do inspiration. It's going to be all these people sharing their inspiration. I don't know if you remember the episode where Mina came on and she was talking about something else, but she had part of her presentation was people who had inspired her, and it rocked me. I freaking loved this. And it so got me on fire because she was sharing what got her on fire. Anyway, so that's what Love on Designers is going to be. And then planning session, it should have been a circle, but whatever. Imagine Ember's gray. I don't know why I made it gray, because I was running out of colors. And then working on a website, and then camp or a course. So I'm not really doing camp right now because it was just too much for me to do alone. And I don't have enough of a team and I don't have the bandwidth right now to put that together, or even if I had a team. But I know that there are other things that I want to teach and do. So that's why I've focused on webinars this time. So I'm going to do, you can expect if you are on this list to have huge discounts. The webinars usually $97. They won't be for you because they're going to be hugely discounted. And because I'm figuring things out and I'm trying things and I'm going to see what people want and what people don't. And in this, I've had to decide if one person shows up, is that enough? Do I still run the workshop? Amen. Yes. One person is enough for me. It might be awkward for that one person, but I'm awkward. So it's fine with me because it tells me something, but it also tells me maybe I didn't explain it enough, right? Maybe I need to get Brandy to help me write it better or whatever that is. Those are things that I'm exploring of things that I would like to teach to entrepreneurs, to creative entrepreneurs, instead of always feeling like I'm just having other people teach. So again, I'm comfortable. I do it all the time. I'm very comfortable at school teaching. I think it's about delivering. Okay, so next. You're like, oh my gosh, we're on page 4. So then I went to January. And do you know how easy it is to make a calendar in InDesign? I was like, there must be a better way. It took me less than 4 minutes to make this calendar. And you just tab. I mean, I'm sure Paul already knew how to do it, but it is so easy, people. I'm going to make a YouTube video on it. It is so easy. So easy. So then I got here and you can see I was like copy paste. And then I did all for the whole year. I did my school schedule because that one's pretty easy. And in like August through December, it doesn't take this tiny amount of time. The orange fills up the entire day because I need to know that it's so much time. August through December, I don't have a lot of time because it's focused in. So I need to know what I'm teaching, and then I need to have limited projects. But at this point, because this is really difficult for me, I realize I'm terrible. And I got overwhelmed. I mean, I was like, oh my God, I can't do it. And I literally I started here. Like, when am I going to do my coaching things? When am I going to do client, work? I was like, nope, can't do it. I just overwhelmed. So I realized there were 3 things I had. One, I know I have time blindness. I think, it'll only take a little bit, or I won't get distracted or whatever. But I need to realize my prioritization. And this is where Brandy and Paul maybe can. It's like, I want to do all these things. Well, then freaking plan it in, Diane, because you're never going to get it done. I'm never going to get any better. I think somebody said that was the thing that they dread, that next year at the same place, I will be at the same place. I will be at the same skill level. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to not grow. So I know I needed to prioritize. And at this point, it overwhelmed me so much that I was like, I need to step back and I need to do that this weekend. So I know it's the middle of January. Like, hey, you should have already done this. I don't care. I'm not shooting on myself anymore. I'm just doing it when I am. I'm just doing it when I'm doing it. And then what am I going to have to sacrifice? I can't sacrifice my family, right? Man, I mean, it's just me and John and all these animals, right? But if I'm like, I'm working hard for us, John, and then I don't spend any time with them, that is not helpful. So what am I going to sacrifice? So what I decided was that I wasn't going to do as many webinars. I wasn't going to do as many challenges, but I was going to make sure that I am doing things that are fun and things that are hard. Things that are fun but hard. Brandy says, I got to move. I don't have the whole. Anyway, it says, you think you'll have the mental and emotional energy. Amen. That is so true. I'll have the time. It should be productive time. And then no one else in the family or world will ever need anything from me during this time. Yes, absolutely, Brandy. That's exactly, me. So I need more flex time. That was where the 4 things coming in during the month was where I realized I need more of a buffer. So I will probably have 3 things a day, maybe 2 things a day in a normal day, for like January, February, whatever. Oh, here we go. Got to go back down to my plus. Okay, so then I felt overwhelmed, and I found a new typeface on Adobe, Altivo or something. I like it. What do y'all think? Okay, but I want to be overwhelmed with joy. And joy doesn't always just mean happiness, right? So I think instead of saying the word happy, I wanted joy. So I want to know that I'm making a difference. Even when it's hard for me, I'm still going to keep going. So here's what I had to do. I had to tackle my responsibilities. I had to question my priorities, decide what I was going to sacrifice. I always misspell sacrifice. I had to look it up, sacrifice with an I. And then I also did something fun. So again, just to remind you where I was here and I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay, I got to come back. What I normally do is I usually just avoid. I'm like, you know what? I'll come back to it's like my taxes, until I can't avoid it anymore. I mean, I always get it in October at least, but I don't want to do that this year. So tackle my responsibilities. That is my first thing. This is how I avoid. I tackle my responsibilities. Well, you know what? I don't have time to do that right now, but I do. I'm going to work on this client project because it's due. And I'm going to work on my taxes, or I'm going to clean the toilets, or because I need to do those. Those are my responsibilities. These are my excuses. But what I need to do is question what my priorities. Diane, you keep saying that you want to get better at drawing, or you want to put these patterns together, but you're not doing it ever. Why? Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm not prioritizing this. I'm saying it, but I'm not acting on it. That's why we started with what's the 3 words you want to be known for? And then what are you freaking doing to show those 3 words, right? And then I had to decide what I'm going to sacrifice. Because again, when I look at that January where I haven't even finished, I'm like, I am going to have to not do some things. So then I went back to that big calendar the whole year, and I had 6 webinars scheduled. And now I have 2 and 1 grayed out one, I think. Okay, so and then I do think it's important that we do some things fun. And so here's some of the fun things that I did. So, okay, here's another interactive part. So if you're doing your work or whatever, just come back to the chat real quick, because this one I think is funny. So I was looking at this book because part of it is looking at inspiration. And I know I have to go quicker because I have that meeting. So I was looking at this book, and it's just awesome. Paul, you would love this book. I don't know if you have it. It is Rockport again. Yeah. But I was looking at it, and it's printmaking, and I'm not a printmaker, but a lot of illustration. Anyway, so I'm doing birds, and I'll show you some stuff. So in this book, as I was looking through, it wasn't in this. There was like some cat, and it was looked like it was riding a bike. I did not mark this one, of course. Anyway, so he was riding a bike. I'm going to look real quick for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And on his sleeve, it said milk, like it was one of the sponsors, for his race or whatever, because he was a cat in a race, like a bike race, like the Tour de France. Oh, here it is. Okay, I know. Maybe I should stop the share so you can see it bigger. Okay, so here, sorry about that. So, I don't even know if it'll focus, but do you see milk on his leg? Do you see that? Anyway, and this is by the Little Friends of Printmaking, and it's called Cycle Cat. Anyway, I just thought this was so funny. Milk would have a brand, I guess, but not really. I don't think. Anyway, so here's the number 5. If you're answering, maybe this is number 6. Number 6 in the chat, write down who would be your sponsor. And it's not a brand sponsor. We're going to do that next, but who would be like milk? Something that's not a brand. I'm going to show you what my sponsor would be. I mean, it could be like marigolds, like you love marigolds. I don't know. I haven't marked down. Pizza, Will says. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, Amy Lyons is like, yeah, pizza. Pop culture. Oh, I love that. So Daniel's like, I'm sponsored by pop culture. Oh, John Ingles, that's a good one. I'm sponsored by pine trees or national parks, right? Like the beaten trail. regime is sponsored by art. Today, sponsored by art. In that coffee, goats. Oh, Adrian, I love that. Okay, so now think of this. Okay, I'm going to go back to my paper. Oh, yes, Paul, the good stuff. Absolutely. Okay, so I am sponsored, art play thing. I just think it's fun. Like we need to have some fun. These little bitty things. Brandy says words or dictionaries, but now she feels like food themes and want to say chicken nuggets. You could you can have more than one sponsor. So I think that's good. Now I just drew it out. These are my tomatoes. I'm like, I use these in this class that I'm doing. I just made some little graphics for it. And I was like, this is me practicing. And it's like, why can't we be sponsored by tomatoes or humans or pine trees or trails? Or, it's like, I love that cat was sponsored by milk. And I was just looking at art in a book and it sparked another question. So I do think it would be funny if you were to now, number 7, tell me 3 brands that you would be sponsored by. I don't have a slide for this. But I think this is fun. This is just a fun exercise. Okay. Brandy's like, I love, takes it back. Not chicken nuggets, tomatoes and potatoes. Ooh, those rhyme. And then it goes with the words too. Tomatoes and potatoes. Thanks, Amanda. All right. So I'll tell you what mine are. Mine would be, if anybody is doubting, Diet Dr. Pepper, people. I'll take a sip. The other one, you might not know, brought to you by Plain Pringles. Look, I brought props today. Oh, I guess I should. So, Plain Pringles. No flavors for me. Diet Dr. Pepper for me and Amy Lyons. Maybe something Auburn-y. And what else was it? Oh, I think I just had to throw my jacket on the floor. But I wear Lands' End. I think they would be everything. I have so many Lands' End things. I mean, my leggings are I could be a sponsor for Lands' End or fleece jackets. Every day I wear a fleece jacket. Do you know what I mean? All right. I thought it was fun. Like, why can't you, this meeting is brought to you by, of course, I always like to do commercials with my sister. So I just think it's fun. Why can't you say, you know what, Wednesdays are brought to you by Tomatoes and Potatoes. And this week by Pringles, like one brand in there. And just you have something with tomatoes and potatoes for lunch. And then you add the Pringles in there or something, I guess it's not potatoes. I don't think they're real potatoes. I think they had to stop saying that they were. I don't know. I watched some fun thing about it. Okay. The end on that. Sponsored by Wild Routed. That's right. Okay. I just thought that would be fun. Okay. Here's what else happens to me when I get overwhelmed or if I want to start something. These are all right here beside me. I buy new sketchbooks. Anybody with me? These ones I cannot wait to start using. So I'm like, ooh, I'll do better if I have new materials. Sketchbooks. Because I love sketchbooks. These ones are awesome. They're from Jackson Art Supply. There's Khadi, Khadi papers. Very inexpensive and handmade paper, hand-bound. Oh my gosh, I love new sketchbooks. But trying different ones, right? This is a way I avoid. So I am an avoider. So instead of filling them up, although I have been filling them up, I buy a new one. Thinking that's going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference. I just need to get busy drawing the birds. So here are some of my birds. Obviously, they're not all great, but I'm not trying to be great here. I'm trying to get ideas and I'm using gouache or I'm using marker or I'm using a pen and I'm just kind of simplifying, but I get too much in my head and it holds me back really bad. So the other Amy Lynn says she buys new papers and pens. Oh my gosh, we do this. This is an avoidance. I am an avoider. I want to get better. drawing birds, but instead of drawing and practicing and getting bloody and making a lot of failures, I'll buy a new sketchbook and I'll wait till that comes in. And then I'm not writing in those yet. Anyway, okay, so back to these are some more birds, very similar. But then I've also figured out that I need to go back to basics. So whenever I take a class, I took a Domestica course recently by Marud Godas. It's a Domestica class, and she has a lot of them, and she's awesome. I can't wait. Anyway, so most of these people will ask you, start with your brushes, just make some marks. So if you can see in the upper right hand corner, there's some birds, there's some feathers, there's some wings, but I've also just done loop-de-loops and like little bird feet on the ground, like just making patterns. This helps just ground me. Hey, I can make marks. I'm not trying to make huge fine art. I'm just trying to make marks. So I think that's really important for me. That may be something that's important for you. Brandy says specifically an anxious avoider. She says with hypocritical love and deep empathy. Totally get it. Even how a brush goes, it's like, hey, that could be a wing, right? Because it's just how the brush is kind of dry. So I'm finding new things that maybe I don't have to do all this on my own. I just need to use that specific brush that will help me. So I made an ostrich and a penguin. I tried to make an owl that was really ugly. And then these just really simplified birds, right? And some more. I like this little guy. He's turned around. But I don't love him, but this little Arctic term, I really like him. Now, would I think he's amazing right there? No, but there's something to this one that I like that I could work on. But if I don't ever try to draw this term again or turn, whatever it is, I don't know, I cut it off on the photo, then I won't ever get better at drawing him. I need to draw some of the same things over and over. So something else I realized. Okay, so then I need to refocus and stop avoiding. I do need to take a break because when I'm in the overwhelm, if I'm looking at January and I don't feel like I have time, I'm sweating. Sometimes I do need to just walk around, go outside, do something else, right? Do something fun. See who my sponsors are, right? I mean, Pringles is not sponsoring me. This is the Marud Godas. I watched almost the whole thing in May. And then I watched it again in December. And I started taking all these notes. And I started doing all these little exercises just in my sketchbook, the 10 by 10 Illo, which is my favorite brand of sketchbooks. But then I was also, some of these are terrible. And I did some trees that I'm like, and then I scratched on like this bottom one with just pencil. It looks like, just writing. I like that. That wasn't in her class, but I was like, hey, I found something that I liked because again, I was safe in a sketchbook, but I just need to play more and I need to give myself time to play more. Even though some of those birds are terrible, I need to do more. I also realized that I need to look at other things. So me getting that book out, I found this artist, Jessie Ledoux. I'm going to ask and see if Jessie will be on the show. We'll see. No, I can ask. I love this bird. This bird blew my head about what I could do. It doesn't have to be all the pieces. I want to do a series that's like Omar Wynn of birds. She does fruit. I'll show you some. I'm doing her 14-day challenge right now on Patreon. And then I love this lady called Julie Hamilton. And there's another lady that's Skillshare teacher. She's French. She's in Canada. I can't think. Lucy Declou. I'm sure somebody else could say it better. Whatever. She's awesome. Lucied something. But it was like, oh, I don't have to be so exact, specific, making it look like it's a science textbook. I actually could do something like this. These are all Jessie. I don't know about this one. But what if I put it all inside an egg? What are all the pieces of a bird that I could put? It's bird pieces and it makes a bird. Maybe it doesn't have to be an egg. It doesn't have to be a circle. I need to think outside. And so I need to bring in inspiration. I need to look at other things and then things that wasn't even trying. I don't need to just look at photos of birds, although I do think photos of birds is helping. And then I also need to think about things that I love. I love texture. And that Maru Godas, she uses a lot of texture, but I didn't really gel with how she did the texture. And I was like, okay, I'm going to find my own texture. And then I saw this in this book today, and I was like, oh, I really like that texture. It looks very retro supply, to be honest. And then I don't know who did these two, but this one was like, I'm not really, I think it's cute, but that's not like what I would style. But what I looked at these birds, there were like 3 birds. Total, this looks like a balloon with wings and very limp legs. I'm pretty sure their legs are like pretty tight behind but it just gave me permission that everything maybe could be seen as a bird. Everything doesn't have to be so absolutely perfect. That's the end. But so I just love using tools, inspiration. I love playing. Oh, I did have this, and I forgot to put these images in. Oh, I'll share one. So I had all of them ready. Buggers. Anyway, so I'm taking this Omar Wynn. Love this lady. It's 14 days of fruit, and we did a Zoom session the other day. So these are my fruit ones. So this was just making a big mess, and then you were portioning something out. And then I did apples yesterday, and the picture I have is 3, our cat. It's on top of this because he wanted to sit with me. And this looks like a thing for when you're fishing, but the rest of them, maybe not so much, but these were like little slices of apple, but they're not great, but at least I was playing. I like some of the texture that's happening. I was at least seeing and putting things, and I was making things that I liked. Looking at Pinterest, which was what she was suggesting that we do. So because I went out and I started trying new things that other people were doing, putting on other people's shoes, seeing how they felt, just like this is my piece that I did. I didn't do everything the lady did. I didn't like how she did part of her C because I kept messing it up. And then she had people in a house somewhere. Anyway, mine wasn't the right proportions, and I did it on paper. But I learned things. I tried to replicate. I do really like some of the things that are happening here. I learned a lot, actually. But I was having fun just making collage paper. Look at, that'll be a cool, you see a little watermelon. Oh my gosh. I just hit myself. Thank goodness I didn't get a paper cut. This is collage. And then this is like marker. But can you see it kind of coming off? Because I just use Yoo-hoo. I saw somebody online. They called it UHU. I think it's Yoo-hoo, isn't it? Yoo-hoo. Anyway, maybe it's not. Maybe I just call it Yoo-hoo. Anyway, then these are more collage papers. Hello, let's just have some fun, people. Look, that one has gold. Ooh. Anyway, now I'm trying to read the chat. That I know that's a chocolate drink, but it's a brand. I've heard people call it Yoo-hoo. It's UHU. Maybe it's just me who does it. I don't care. I like calling it Yoo-hoo. Chocolate drink. Yeah, I'm not even sure that's real milk in that Yoo-hoo, but whatever. They are not a sponsor. And I don't need them to be a sponsor. I had a kid say to me last year, she was talking about changing her major to graphic design. And she said, this is how I'm going to end it. Man, this is the worst. This is like one of the worst advising appointments I've ever had. Not the kid. The kid wasn't the worst. I just was like, I don't know what to say. But she said, well, and it felt like I was talking to a meme a little bit, I don't dream of laboring. I was like, well, what do you dream of? What do you want to, what's your dream job? She's like, I don't dream of laboring. I literally have seen that in a meme. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, how do you want to spend your time? And the next question I did ask, I said, do you like helping people? And she said, no. I said, well, I don't think it's a good fit for you then. Because, we help people. That's all we do as graphic designers, really. I mean, interior designers, writers, creatives are helping other people. They're helping other people see themselves or have a piece, or it's a voice, it's a visual, we're helping people. Anyway, I told her she probably maybe didn't need to be doing graphic design. This last week, I went back to listening and getting into the things that I loved. I didn't even know I was doing that. I was just having conversations with people, but I was like, ooh, I have an idea. Ooh, I have an idea. I just love doing things like that. I don't want to have 16 people that are needing me to do this. That stresses me out. But if you said, hey, Diane, you need to do 6 websites a year, like I need to have 6 website clients here, that's not a problem. That doesn't make me throw up in my mouth, like having to have 16 coaching clients or something. Like, no, it's a smaller part of my bucket. So for me, I started looking at, what do I want to do? I like doing that. I just don't want to only do that. And again, I'm not into a niche or one only thing. Now, I do think you need to be known for certain things in certain avenues. I was just looking at my notes for the rest of the thing. I had this one other thing like this when I was teaching in that class, and I was having them write some of these things down. And it was kind of like your why. What is your purpose? And the kid didn't know I was going to ask him to read it out loud. And he said that, oh, I didn't know I was going to have to read this out loud. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to, if you want to do this, if you want to do blank, you need to be comfortable saying that. And I know that this is hard for me. It's hard for a lot of people. I've seen it. I've seen a lot of people. It's hard when they say, I want to do this, but then like, I'm not doing this. But maybe is there something that you want to do, you want to be doing, but you are not yet doing it? Can you think about that? And can you have that as a priority? And that can you get comfortable saying that you want to do those things? Okay, I am over time. Like always, who can talk to themselves? Thank goodness you guys are here live, but who can talk to themselves alone? But thankfully, I do see you in the chat. I see you saying LMAO. I know what that means. Thankfully, I do remember when I had to ask what it meant. But this month is mental health awareness. So my friend Amy's going to be on. Then my friend Natalie's going to be on talking about a sabbatical and how it maybe wasn't exactly what she thought. And then my friend Colin's going to come on talking about what he does and how he helps and how he has balanced his mental health. He's going to be February 1st because he's in the UK and he teaches something for mental health, does something on Wednesdays at the exact same time so he can't do it. So it'll be on Thursday, February 1st, but we're still considering it January. And then in February, it's all Love on Designers. We're still going to do challenges and you'll get pulled and you'll get some art supplies because I just think that's freaking fun. And I have other things, but this year it's going to be focused on inspiration. So you're going to come in, see what people are inspired by, and then see what they've made with that inspiration. And I just think it's fun. So the end. I hope I'll see you next week with my friend Amy Bryant, and I will see you guys. Amy says, you're not alone. You're just the only one on the screen. Amen. Amen. All right. And I can't wait to see everybody at Creative South. And if you want a volunteer ticket, I am looking at my emails this week and I will be sending out the volunteer code. If you do want the volunteer ticket, you can always email me at Creative South. Yes. Diane@creativesouth.com. And then you'll send you a link and you'll fill out this form. And then it's a much cheaper ticket and it's really fun because you make new friends. The end. Okay. And Adrian, it's great to see you, and I'm glad you love goats. You're sponsored by goats. I hope to see a goat drawing soon. All right, the end. See you next week.